So basically we are talking about non-event fund theory of rate of interest of neo-classical economists. Okay, this is what we are doing it. Okay, and I talk about supply of non-event fund. Okay, supply of non-event fund consists of your saving, okay, then this holding and this investment plus your bank money. Yes or no? Supply of non-event fund is saving, right? This holding of wealth, this investment and bank money. Okay. Then demand of non-event fund is your investment. Okay. For holding wealth in the form of money, you will get demand aspect, and then you have this saving. Okay. This we have done from the starting point. And second thing, we have said that rate of interest is determined. Okay. Where net saving plus bank credit is equal net investment plus net holding. Okay. So net rearrange this equation. So we will get saving minus this saving. Okay. Plus bank money. Because in equilibrium, supply of non-event fund must be equal to demand of non-event fund. Okay. So you will equate this equation, you are getting this equation. Okay. This we have derived. Okay. I am not doing that today. Our purpose today is to understand this equation and graph. Okay. So this is net investment, saving minus this saving is net saving. Okay, sorry, not net saving. Okay, this is bank credit or bank money. Okay, then you have investment minus this investment. This is your net investment plus holding minus this holding. This is your net holding. Okay, so where market rate of interest is determined. Okay, remember every time the place where market rate of interest is determined. Okay, net saving. Okay, plus bank credit. These two things must be equal to your net investment plus net holding. Okay, this condition must be satisfied no matter what is happening. Okay, we have to satisfy this condition, and no matter where we draw the graph. Okay, this line market rate of interest. Okay, we can show that is an equilibrium rate of interest. Okay, it does not matter what position you draw. Okay, so that is what I am going to put it. Somebody type message. Board is too heavy. Let me put it in more. Now it's okay. Nija, you can see. So lightning. Okay, what can I do? I don't have control over my camera. It's okay now. Okay. Okay. Let's do it. So I'm drawing with respect to rate of interest. Okay. And you can specify on the thing here. I'm not doing it. Okay. So first thing, let me use different color. Okay. I am drawing graph for holding and disholding. Okay. So this holding is supply is a component in the supply of non-event fund. It will be upward sloping. Okay. So I draw with blue pen. Okay. This is your this holding. This holding. And holding will be downward sloping. Okay. This is your holding. Now I want to draw investment next. Okay. So let's draw investment. So this is your investment curve. Okay. This investment will be positively shown up. Okay. Higher the rate of interest, more fund will be not invested. Okay. That will become part of your disinvestment. Okay. So it will be upward sloping. Okay. This is disinvestment. Okay. Let me define each and every aspect of this graph to you. Okay. Each and every aspect I am going to clarify to you. Okay. So what is this point? Can anyone tell me what is this point? This is your holding graph, negatively shown up, and this holding graph, positively shown up. What is this point? This point, yes? No, I am not talking about rate of interest. At this point, holding and disholding are same, right? Yes or no? At this point, hoarding and dishoarding are same, so this term net hoarding will be 0. Okay. At this point, at this very high rate of interest, whatever you want to say, at this point, your investment and disinvestment are same. Okay. At this point, the net investment will be 0. Is it clear? Yes, no? I am saying that at this point, when you have demand and supply, okay, at this point demand must be equal to supply, right? Or neighbor demand equal to neighbor supply equal to S, and star you have written right this, right? Done it, right? So at this point, hoarding and dishoarding are same. So this term will be equal to 0. Net hoarding will be 0. Okay? Is it clear? Okay. So what it is saying that some agent are hoarding, okay, at this rate of interest, whatever be the market rate of interest, some agent are dishoarding, okay. So net when we are looking at, it is 0. Okay. Everyone, is it clear? Okay. Similarly, at this point, okay, your investment and disinvestment, okay, will be 0. You can say net investment will be equal to 0. Okay, at this point. Now I am drawing graph for saving. So saving is a positive function of rate of interest. Okay, higher the rate of interest, higher will be the saving. Let me draw it. This is saving, and this saving will be a negative function of rate of interest, because when rate of interest is lower, people will like to spend more money, consume more. Okay, so let me draw this point here. Okay, this is this saving. Okay. And bank credit, let me draw any line that I draw here. Okay, this is my bank credit or bank money. Okay, till this point I have done. Okay, but this time I have made graph little bit smaller. Okay, I can make it more broader, more smaller. Okay, no issue with that. I think graph is clear. Is it clear, graph? Okay. Yeah, I said 5 p.m. It should be in 5 p.m. You should be waiting, not me waiting. As I have class. One more. Okay. So this is the problem. Okay. So we have this graph. Okay. Now I have drawn a market rate of interest from here, right? Somewhere from below. Good evening, right? Agree? Yes, no? I have drawn a line like this. Yes or no? Okay, okay. So I am saying that you can draw a graph anyway, okay? It will not matter. You can take any rate of interest and justify that this is market rate of interest, okay? One more thing, okay, before I draw, okay? No matter whatever line you are drawing for market rate of interest, okay? Look at this point. Look at this point, okay? Whatever point I am drawing, this is downward sloping, this is upward sloping, okay? So whatever point I am drawing, line I am drawing, okay? So this falling part, okay, will always rise first, okay? And this one will rise below this, okay? For hoarding graph also, hoarding this hoarding graph also, I will not investment this investment graph also, okay? Remember these 2 points, okay? So what will happen is that whatever line that I am drawing for market rate of interest, okay, it will interact 1 point here and 1 point here. I am going to draw it, no need to worry, okay? So here investment will be more than disinvestment, okay? Say this is your investment, this is disinvestment, okay? So when I am drawing a graph, we know this point, okay, where both are 0, my investment will be more than disinvestment, okay? So this will always be positive, no need to worry about that, because both are equal at a very high rate of interest, okay? At a very high rate of interest, then only your net investment will be 0. See the topmost position, okay? Second thing, talk about this thing, hoarding and dishoarding. This is the second highest interaction, right? So you have dishoarding and hoarding here, right? This graph, okay, at this point. So no matter where I am drawing, okay, it will be below this, okay? So similarly, your hoarding will be more than dishoarding. So this term will be positive. Okay. So right hand side, whatever we have, it will be positive. Suppose this is 4 and this is 2. So right hand side we have 6 on this. Okay. Whatever be the inflation at the particular rate of interest, once I will know the market rate of interest, I will know this is 4 and this is 2. If rate of interest change, this can change. Okay. So first thing, okay. Now let me draw any particular line first, okay, to clarify the thing. So I am drawing first, determine the natural rate of interest, okay. You have to see the black line, saving curve, okay, and investment red line, okay. This point, okay, determine my natural rate of interest, R, okay. This point determine my natural rate of interest, okay. Next, look at this equation. Both of these will be positive. I have told you the reasoning. Look at the graph. That side is positive. Bank money will be positive or bank credit. Okay. Okay. Now this market rate of interest, I can have 3 possibilities. Okay. Given the specification, okay, we can say that there can be one possibility for easy understanding. Okay, but there will be 3 possibilities. Okay, I talk about with you people that there will be 3 possibilities. When I am writing equation like this, investment minus this investment, okay, that means investment is greater than this investment. Okay, so this net investment is positive. When I am saying net investment, that means investment is greater than this investment. When I am saying net holding, that means holding is greater than this holding. When I am writing like this, saving minus this saving, that means saving is more than this saving. Okay, so what way I need to make this market rate of interest? Okay, one way, okay, if I go by this specification, okay, it's simple. Just draw the graph of these two. Okay, when saving will be more than this saving. Okay, just look at this graph. This is your saving graph. This is your this saving graph. Okay, when saving will be more than this saving, at this point it will be 0. Over that, what will happen? Saving will be more than this saving. Okay, so I have to draw a line above where saving and this saving equilibrium, saving and this saving are equal. Okay, so I have to draw a market rate of interest above this. Okay, just above this point, little bit. Okay, so this term will be positive. Okay, second thing, I talk about 3 possibility. So you can have saving minus this saving. This is a theoretical possibility. Can be greater than equal to less than 0, right? Yes or no? Saving can be greater than equal to less than 0, or saving can be greater than equal to less than this saving. I can say. Agree, everyone? Yes, no? In economics, I always say we talk about 3 possibilities: either greater than, equal to, or less than. Remember the technical notes, 3 to 5 hours we have done. Okay. So one possibility is that, okay, just look at the general specification. This thing is coming out to be positive. This is positive. Okay. Like I write G minus T. Okay. That means deficit. Okay. At that time we are doing it. Okay. Similarly, we have this kind of thing. The moment you draw here, okay, saving will be more than like this point. Okay. Saving will be more than this saving. Net saving will be positive. Okay. Say it is 1. Okay. This is 1. Then what must be the bank credit so that this equality will be maintained? What should be the bank credit? It should be 5. Yes or no? Bank credit should be 5. Then only this equality will be maintained. Because net investment is plus 4, net holding is plus 2. This is 6. On the right hand side you have 6. Suppose this thing is 1. Okay. Net saving is 1. Okay. Then what must be the bank credit? 5. Agree, everyone? Okay. Is it clear what I am doing? Yes, no, only one yes I did. Okay. Next, okay. Suppose this is not the case. Okay. This not happen. Suppose this is, say, 2. Bank credit is available is 2. Okay. So what will happen? This side is 6. This side is 3. This side is greater than this side. Okay. That means net investment plus net holding is more than your net saving plus bank credit. Okay. Then rate of interest must increasing. Then one is saving will increase and this saving will decrease. How? Look at here. I show you. No need to go anywhere. That is why we are only talking about equilibrium. We are doing comparative static analysis. One equilibrium, then you move to another equilibrium. What are the things changing there? Okay. We don't do in between analysis. Okay. But I am doing for you. Okay. So that you can understand. So you have saving. You have this saving. Okay. So previously suppose you are here. Okay. You are here suppose previously plus 1. Okay. Differences is plus 1. Okay. This differences is plus 1. Suppose this is say 14 and this is 15. The differences is 15 minus 14 is plus 1. Okay. Now what I am saying is that this right hand side net investment plus net holding is more than your left hand side. Okay. Then the rate of interest must be increasing. Then when your saving will increase and this saving will decrease. When rate of interest increases, then bank credit will also increase. Okay. So your rate of interest increases. Okay. So this one is the rate of interest. So what is happening? See, your saving increases, right? What is happening here? This saving decreases. The negative slope is for this saving, right? This saving is decreasing from 14 to say 13, and saving increases from 15 to 16. Okay, then it increases by 3. Difference is 13, and this is 16. 14, 15, 16, 3. It becomes 3, right? What will happen here? Bank credit increases. Okay, say by 3. Okay, that side it reduces both. Okay, somewhere. So let's take this. Okay, this is 3, 3. Okay, I previously just keep this is upper to be 6 and 8. Okay, then it will be better. Okay? Just keep 6, 8 for the time being. So previously it is 6. Okay, so this must be reducing. Why this must be reducing? It does not matter. Okay, the analysis that I have done here, one is change here. Okay, it does not matter what number I put here. Okay, suppose this is 6, this is 8 previously. Okay, because that will have some influence on the example. Okay, so what will happen when rate of interest increases? Your investment will fall. When rate of interest increases, investment will fall, right? Yes or no? Yes, no, maybe. Your investment will fall. So this is your investment graph and this is your disinvestment. Okay. So when your rate of interest increases, okay, what is happening? Your investment is falling. Your disinvestment is rising. Okay. So this term, what will happen? What will happen? This term will start to fall. Similarly, this holding term, difference will start to fall. Ultimately, equality will be achieved. Say this is 2 and this is say 4. Okay, something like this, so that it will become equal. Okay. Okay. So let me draw the graph. Okay. So let me draw the market determined rate of interest. Okay, where saving is more than this saving. Okay, so I just draw above this point. This now. Okay. So what is happening here? Just look at. Okay, this is your market determined rate of interest. I am saying consider this to be market determined rate of interest. Okay. So here, this much is your saving. Okay, this much point. This is saving, and this is this saving. This is saving. So from the origin, this much is this saving. This much is saving. So the net, this much is your net saving. Okay, save one. Now look at this rate of interest. Look at the rate 9. Okay, one is for investment and another for disinvestment. So this is investment at this rate of interest. This is what? Your disinvestment. Okay, so this differences is this much. Okay, this is your net investment. Okay, net investment is positive, this much. So this is positive by say 3. Okay. Now hoarding and dishoarding, it is blue line. Okay. At this rate of interest, look at this blue. Downward sloping is hoarding, upward sloping is dishoarding. Okay. This much. The difference is this much. Okay. So this much is your net hoarding, say plus 2. Okay. So this is 5. If your bank credit is 4, okay, because net saving is 1, then you have equilibrium. Okay. The moment your bank credit is 4, this bank credit, okay, you have equilibrium here. Is it clear? Yes, no? Okay. Now second part. Okay. Just forget about this thing. So if you draw like this, then it will be like this. Okay. So even if you draw above, it will not make any change. Okay. Let me draw below this point. Okay. So this is your saving. This is your this saving. Okay. When I draw below this, what will happen? This saving is more than saving. Right? This saving is more than saving. Okay. That means this term is negative. That means this term is negative. This is what? Net saving. You have negative net saving. That means you have negative net saving. That means net this saving you have here. Okay. When I remove the negative, then it will be net this saving. Okay. This will be now net this saving. Okay. Because your this saving is more than your saving. So this much is your net this saving. And this is your bank credit. Okay. This is say suppose minus 2. Okay. This is what? Forget about this here. This is what? Net investment. It will be positive. As you can see that above this also, when you have graph for equilibrium market rate of interest, this term is positive. If it is below, it will be positive. So both term will be positive. We don't need to worry about that except 4 and 2. Okay. So bank money has to be how much? This is 4, this is 2, 6, and this is 2. Minus 2 means 8. Then bank credit needs to be 8. Then money this equilibrium will be maintained. Agree? Yes, no? Okay. But the catch it here is that if you remember, okay, bank credit will be high when rate of interest will be high, right? But I am talking about no rate of interest, not this rate of interest. I am talking about this rate of interest, no than this blue line. Consider this rate 9, okay? Okay, where this saving is more than saving. This is below this 9, okay? At this rate of interest, bank credit must be lower than this blue line, right? So here remember the magnitude, okay? We are talking about magnitude is important. Both are different situations. We are talking about different market, okay? When we are talking about blue line, it is a different situation. When we are talking about red line, it is a different situation, okay? So when we are talking about red line, okay, you need to think that, remember we have done the marginal product of neighbor curve, that is downward sloping, okay? Then we say that the neighbor demand curve is price into marginal product of neighbor curve, right? Yes or no? And the graph, I say it will be the same graph because you just multiply with 10, right? Then you can have the same graph. No need to change the graph. Agree? Yes, no? Okay. So you just bump up the, for this kind of situation, you just bump up your what you call bank money or bank credit. Okay. Just bump up by that much amount, then it will be 8 here. So even this is negative, this will hold. Okay. Even it is going from the origin, this point. Okay. This will hold. Okay. So in all the three conditions, it will hold. But better draw this blue line one. Okay. It will be easier for you people to associate. Okay. This side and this side. Okay. Now, given this blue line, okay, and this is natural rate of interest. This is a market rate of interest. Okay. If someone is facing difficulty, don't worry. Okay. I will more simplify than this. Okay. More easier than this, that everyone can draw. Okay, no need to worry. Even this is not clear, no need to worry. I have simplified version of that also. You have demand for non-level fund and supply of non-level fund. Okay, and this is your market determined rate of interest. Okay, so this is what you have in the specification. And on the argument that you people remember, okay, that you have two rate of interest according to Vixen and Robertson. Okay, one is the market determined rate of interest and one is the natural rate of interest. Natural rate of interest is the equality of saving and investment. Market rate of interest where, what is market rate of interest? Where net saving plus bank credit equal your net investment plus net holding. Okay. So this is the specification that you have. If you want to take a screenshot, you can take it. Okay, I have the board. Yes, no. Okay, I don't have much time. 6 minutes more. Okay, 6 to 10 minutes. So I have to finish that part. I will send the YouTube video. Okay, I am just making a video. I will send it, so you can watch it. Okay, if you want. If this is not clear, okay, what this graph is components, maybe in the examination you will do it, they will not give marks. Okay, then no need to worry. Okay, you just have to write the introductory part. Okay, that new Keynesian model of non-even fund theory is an extension of the Keynesian theory of rate of interest, or you can say it is a reformulation of the Keynesian theory of rate of interest. Okay, in the Keynesian theory, okay, supply of fund supply of fund is determined only by saving, and demand of fund is determined by investment. Okay, but in the neo-Keynesian theory of rate of interest, they have considered supply of non-even fund. Okay, not only depend on saving, but it depend on disholding, disinvestment, and bank credit. Okay, so they have introduced monetary and non-monetary factor both. Okay, in the demand for non-even fund, okay, apart from investment, hoarding and this saving play an important role. Okay, the equilibrium rate of interest is determined where supply of non-even fund equal demand of non-even fund. Okay, so we rearrange the equation. At the equilibrium, determine market rate of interest, net saving plus bank credit equal your net investment plus net holding. Okay, and in the new Keynesian model, apart from market determined rate of interest, we will have natural rate of interest. At natural rate of interest, saving will be equal to investment. Okay, if this graph is not clear, I am giving you one more graph. Okay, take it. So you have saving and this saving. Okay, rate of interest is draw for saving and this saving. Okay, so saving is an increasing function of rate of interest. Agree? Yes, no. Okay, and this saving is a decreasing function of rate of interest. Okay, next, investment and disinvestment. Okay, so this is investment is a decreasing function of rate of interest. Okay, at very high rate of interest. So this should be the highest. Remember the graph. Okay, when I am drawing, take like this. Okay, this is disinvestment. This should be the highest. Okay, after that, hoarding and dishoarding that I will be doing, it should be lower than this. Okay, this is graphing technique, and this might be the third one. Okay, remember this way how I am drawing the graph. Okay, now third one. Third one is what? Hoarding and dishoarding. Hoarding will be downward sloping or upward sloping. When you will start to hoard more money. Hoarding will be downward sloping. Now, when rate of interest will fall, you will start to hoard more wealth, right? In the form of money, right? As a store of value. Okay. So hoarding will be downward sloping. So this is hoarding, and I am taking, suppose this is the, I am taking this point. Okay. Below this point, just below this point, but above this point. Okay. Just remember this. And this is your dishoarding. Okay. This is the rate of interest, and then you have bank credit. What you call bank money. Okay. This is positive bank money. As rate of interest increases, bank want to lend you more money. Okay. So you can draw three possibility, either from here, here, or from above. Okay. It does not matter from where you draw. You can justify that this equality is satisfied. Okay. So I am drawing from top. You can draw this graph also, no issue with that. Okay. But even this graph no need to draw, just draw the supply of non-even fund graph, demand of non-even fund graph. Okay, and just talk about that natural rate of interest is determined, where saving is equal to investment, they will give you the full marks, okay, in the final examination. And when you draw this graph, you are getting full marks also. No need to worry. No need to draw that graph. If it is complex for you, you can draw this graph also, okay. So I am taking above. Why? Because I want this to be positive. This side I want both positive, and this side I want both positive, okay. Even this is negative, okay. I can bump this up, okay, and then everything will balance out. So no need to worry about anything. Even this thing is 0 here. If your market rate of interest is going from here, okay, then also no need to worry. This thing will take care of that too. Okay, if we are talking about one equilibrium. Okay. So where is my group? Let me show this. I extend this one. So now I am going to specify, okay, at this rate of interest, I am saying that consider this to be market determined rate of interest, okay. When this will be market determined rate of interest, I am going to talk, okay. But for the time being, consider RM to be the market determined rate of interest. Here saving is more than this saving. Agree, everyone? Yes, no? Saving, this point is on saving, this point is on this saving. So saving from the origin, only take from the origin, okay. Saving is more than this saving, the difference is this one. S is greater than DS, okay. This is the S minus DS, this much area, okay, or this much point. Okay? This is positive. Bank credit will be positive, no need to worry about that. Here investment is more than this investment, it will be positive. Hoarding is more than this hoarding, this will be positive. Okay. So suppose this is 4, this is 1, okay, and this is 2. Then if your bank credit is 3, okay, then only we have equilibrium, right? Agree? Then only this is my equilibrium market rate of interest, okay. So this is 3, okay. Then only this is my equilibrium rate of interest, okay. So since I don't have space, okay, I cannot go beyond that. So I am just extending that graph here. But in the copy, you have to make 1, 2, 3, 4, and this graph together. Okay, when you are writing the, okay, this what you say, non-level fund theory of rate of interest. So this is RM. This signal market rate of interest is continuing. Okay, but here I cannot draw here. My family will angry. Okay, why I make that thing dirty? Okay, so I just extend here this side. Okay, so this is your demand of non-level fund. And here you have supply of non-level fund, okay. That is your equilibrium rate of interest or market determined rate of interest, okay. And just draw this graph normally. You can just draw only this graph and this graph for 5 marks. It will work, okay. No need to worry about. This is saving, this is investment, okay. So equality of saving and investment determine your natural rate of interest, okay. When you are drawing this graph, you have drawn this graph, okay. When you are drawing this graph, keep the rate of interest, natural rate of interest need to be higher than this. If you remember the graph that we are drawing, natural rate of interest is higher than this market rate of interest. If you are drawing this side by side, okay. This is your investment and this is your saving. Draw it properly because I don't have space. I draw like this. You draw properly but keep it high because I don't have space, okay. So this is your natural rate of interest, okay. So now graph is clear. This graph. Yes, no. This is clear or not? Raj? Okay. So what I am saying is that, okay, that is why we are saying that whatever way we can manipulate the thing, okay, and say that equilibrium rate of interest is determined. I can determine in any way, okay. I can take negative here. I have to draw 9 from here, okay, and I will say that we bump up the bank credit, okay. Bank credit is higher, okay, for that economy, that particular economy that we are talking about, because for different economy you will have different situation of non-level fund market, okay. For this particular economy, for this particular setting, okay, this is the condition, okay. So again I am summing up the argument, not from the beginning, from the here, okay, that the equilibrium rate of interest is determined, I am repeating again, in the non-level fund market. Equilibrium rate of interest is what? The market determined rate of interest, okay, where net saving plus bank credit equal your net investment plus net holding, okay. that rate of interest is called market determined rate of interest. Also, there is a natural rate of interest. Okay, that will be automatically achieved. Okay, where saving and investment are equal. Okay, that is called natural rate of interest. Okay, is it clear? And the criticism and on the thing that it is extension of classical model. Okay, how rate of interest is determined is not specified clearly. Okay, what factor is playing the more important one is not specified properly, right? The concept of hoarding, this hoarding is dubious. What they're talking about this investment. Okay, I'm not entering into that. Okay, generally we know that net investment is what investment minus depreciation. Okay, what do you mean by this investment? Okay, so on this aspect, okay, has to be taken into consideration, but it is an important thing. One important thing is that this is the starting of departure little bit from the classical model, the formulation that we have in the classical model. Okay, here they say that apart from saving, there are other things in the economy. Okay, we need to look at it. Okay, there are wealth also. Okay, there are other things we need to look at. Not only focus on saving as a supply of fund. There is a non-level fund. Okay, there are other things also that we have to look at apart from investment that create your demand for non-level fund. Okay. This is what you have in the non-level fund theory. Okay, just 1 minute. Let me take one still. So tomorrow